your girl Brittany, and I'm back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that. And we are here with another Vlogmas Day video. I had to stall that because I do not know which day it is, but we are here with another Vlogmas video. Yeah. And y'all, I just finished binge watching Insecure. And y'all, what I'm telling y'all, so I watched Girlfriends earlier in the year. I just finished Sex in the City, and I just finished Insecure. So I was seeing a whole bunch of blah. But honestly, y'all, I really think the best of all three, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give it to Insecure. Like, the storylines were better and the humor was better. No lie. People, like, I was seeing a debate yesterday talking about, oh, if you're black and you can relate to Sex in the City more than Girlfriends, then you're whatever. And it's just like, honestly, y'all, I can't relate to Sex in the City or Girlfriends, because in Girlfriends, they, like, Joan had money. So it's just like, yeah, Tony was a gold digger, and yeah, I can't relate. Lynn was too broken a bum. Yeah, I can't relate. And Maya was married and had husband issues. Yeah, I can't relate. Sex in the City, no lie. Like I said, I can relate to Carrie being, in a relationship with a narcissist and chasing him around. So yeah, Charlotte can't relate. Can't relate to Samantha or Miranda, but no lie, like I said, my dumb ass, I can kind of relate to Carrie, so. But when you get to Insecure, no yai, But not only that, honestly, y'all, my thing is, y'all like what y'all want to like. Like, I hate seeing things where it's just like, oh, if you're black or you're white and you like Girlfriends or Insecure, it's just like, bruh, just watch TV. To me, it's never that deep. Watch what you want to like what you want to like. But me personally, I like Insecure out of the three, and it's not because I'm black, it's not because of whatever. I just personally thought it was the funniest, and it had the best storyline, and like I said, it made me laugh more than the other two. Oh, but y'all, we gonna get into that. I'm gonna have to make a video comparing the three. We gonna get into that. But I just finished watching Insecure, and I'm about to give my overall synopsis and recap of it. I'm not gonna do it season by season. Y'all, this is just my fresh overall thoughts of watching Insecure, and then later on, videos now, I'm gonna break it down season by season like I usually do, but this is just my brief synopsis of the whole series. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, y'all, I had my phases where I really didn't like Molly. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was seeing a lot of people saying that they didn't like Issa, but no lie, I was kind of frustrated with Issa. This gonna sound hypocritical, but I felt her. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I cold-heartedly didn't like Issa. I had moments where I cold-heartedly didn't like Molly, but my frustrations with Issa, I was kind of like, but then it was just like, okay. So let me start by just saying, was Issa wrong for cheating on Lawrence? Yes. But am I happy that she did? Yes. Her cheating on Lawrence Lawrence was just flatline. He was kind of, complacent wwithin his life, within his relationship, and him being cheated on, it honestly woke him up, gave him that little, Cause do y'all remember when they were still together and he got that job and he was thinking, and he was feeling himself after the interview, and he was like, oh, maybe I don't need to take the job. I can just stand up and get woo-woo again. Bro, no. Just take the job and do what you do. Lawrence was honestly pissing me off. And the fact that Issa was kind of carrying their relationship, and even though Lawrence was making a whole bunch of L's in their relationship, Issa honestly should have spoke up about it sooner. She should have came to her man and been like, look, You forgot my birthday. You're sitting on a couch. Woo woo isn't going anywhere. Boo, dude, you're a bum. You're a bum. You're a bum. And if you don't get it together, like I got a dude named Daniel that I can hit up right now to take care of all this. Like what? Like I'm pretty sure that would have woke him up. But no lie, when it came to Issa and Daniel, I wasn't really feeling it. Like, it was just some sneaky link type stuff. Like, I hated the points in her life where she was actually, like, considered being with Daniel. Like, I hated them living together. It's just like, she said that she didn't want to live with Molly over them breaking a vase. Like, I get protecting your friendship because of the fact, like, moving in together is a lot, but it's just like, girl, you would rather live with your sneaky link, and she was watching and she was listening and watching him have sex with other people. Yeah, that was my point where I was like, Issa, come on now, for real. Like, living with Daniel, that was literally the best you could have done, and you got friends. Like, you choose to live with your sneaky link after you and your ex break up, and then you cheat. I mean, you stay with the sneaky link that you cheated on your boyfriend with. Like, come on. But like I said, I'm not condoning it because it was very wrong, but I'm glad that she did what she did, and it gave Lawrence the push to level his life up. Because listen, when they broke up, Lawrence, he was slowly getting up. Issa was flatlining and going down. You feel me? And it's just like, yeah. Like, I was, like, no lie, I was here for Lawrence when he was doing what he was doing all around. Like, I wasn't the Tasha thing. And honestly, even when you get to the Tasha thing, it's just like, girl, you expecting something with some dude that's fresh out of a 6-year relationship is crazy, girl. Like, you should have just let that be the guy you get the woo woo from and just dip out. Like, he too emotionally right now. Like, Tasha, yes, Tasha, no lie, I'm not saying him standing up Tasha was right, but it's like, I really didn't see him doing anything wrong. It's like, he told her, like, hey girl, I got a girlfriend. Then out of nowhere, he hits her up, they smashing on the bed, and now he's single. And she expected something from this dude, like, oh, you were supposed to do some chairs, come to my family dinner. Girl, he shouldn't have been invited to meet the family at all. This dude just got out of a relationship, and he clapped your cheeks, and that just should have been it. And then he was only coming around her when he wanted some more. So it's just like, him even being invited to help with chairs was just like, no girl, Tasha should have known better. I'm sorry. But one of my favorite scenes, like, y'all, no lie, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna just throw it out there. I'm not upset that she ended up with Lawrence at the end. Sorry, not sorry. I saw another tweet that was just like, oh, I can tell what type of girl you are by who you wanted Issa to end up with. And the fact that people were hashtag Nathan was weird. Honestly, I wouldn't have been upset if Issa ended up by herself. But since that didn't happen, I'm way more happy that she ended up with Lawrence rather than Nathan. Because it's just, honestly, y'all, Nathan was so blah to me. Like, he was just so, maybe because Issa's just always rap in the mirror, woo, woo, woo. Like, being around Nathan, like, even watching him through the screen, it was just like on some, yeah, you know, yeah, really, oh, word, yeah, barber haircut, yeah, I mean, I had to leave, but you know, like, I just, like, dude, like, his voice, like, their personalities didn't match enough for me to scream, like, they should get married. They should be forever together, forever and ever and ever. Like, it so just gave, they gonna date for a few months while she figure out what she want to do with her life. However, Issa, well, okay, let me say this first. Nathan did Issa wrong, him leaving out of nowhere. But because it's just like, dude, if you had something going on, hey girl, I got something going on, so I'm about to be MIA for a few weeks, months, etc. Simple. 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 Cause yo, mind you, on their first date, they was naked in the pool together. Like, if they first, honestly, their first date was honestly kind of I was like, what? Like, this is their first date. They ended up naked in the pool together. Like, okay. It's like they already got kind of close, intimate, sharing secrets, being naked in the pool, running from the new homeowners. So it's just like the connection was there. But Nathan just messed it up when he went MIA. And by the time he came back, it was just kind of like, dude, at this point, I'm already over you. But her even going back to Nathan was so, and it's just like the fact that she was, okay, let me just put this right here. The fact that she never got over Lawrence is the main reason why I wanted her with Lawrence. Even though she was with Nathan, even though she was with Daniel, even though Issa was just smashing around with whoever throughout that time, she could never stop dreaming about Lawrence, imagining him, doing her little things about him. It's just like, when she bumped into them, when she bumped into Lawrence, they were always doing their little, what's it called? Their inside jokes. And they were just like, her connection with Lawrence, honestly, was way more like this. Like, they kind of they matched each other's freak. Her connection with Nathan was more on some, like, it wasn't really given like, let's stick together forever. Her connection with Daniel was just like shit, I liked her connection with Daniel more than I liked her connection with Nathan. Honestly, cause it's just like Nathan was just too bland. Like, I wasn't really feeling him, no lie. So if y'all was on that side of the internet where y'all think people like me are dumb birds, etc., because I was Team Lawrence, and I'm sorry, y'all, but it's just like their connection wasn't given to me, and then the sneaky link connection wasn't given to me. But it's like the only time she seemed like she was genuinely happy is when she was with Lawrence. I remember when she was with Nathan, and she was having her little dreams in her head where Lawrence was coming out of the room instead of Nathan, and it was actually real life, and Nathan walked out instead of Lawrence, and she was just like, oh, and Nathan was just like, oh, what's wrong? And she was like, oh, nothing. Because it's just like, yeah, you don't like him, you don't want him, like, girl. And then she would just get drunk and high, and she'll just be texting and calling Lawrence out of nowhere, and it's just like, whoa, like, girl, please go get your man. Because then, no lie, some of my favorite scenes came from the arguments of her and Lawrence. Like, y'all, one of my favorite scenes in this whole series was the fight with her and Lawrence, when Lawrence had found out that she had cheated on him with Daniel. Who's Daniel? What? Who's Daniel? He was out there tonight. Oh, we went to high school together. He did something at whatever. The kids must have invited him. Did you fuck him? What? Why are you asking me that? Because I am. Did you fuck him? You fucked that nigga? Wait, you fucked him? You just gonna throw that nigga in my face tonight? Like, what? Like, yes! My second favorite scene, I ain't getting no woo-woos on my phone. That, like, they scenes ain't down. Like, I like that. I like that. So, yeah, y'all. Clearly, y'all see where my hashtag is. So, we gonna skip for that and go to the next thing. But what I can say is, at the end, like, we saw that Issa had a ring on her finger. So, they're, like, engaged or married or whatever. But I hate that we didn't get to see that unfold. It's like, we saw the closure of Molly's love life, and that was her wedding with Torian. I'm guessing our closure was gonna be, but because it's like, dang, I wear contacts and I ain't have them on. Like, I ain't know Issa had a ring on her finger. It was just like, how were we supposed to know that? I didn't see no wedding, no proposal, and everybody's like, oh, she ended up marrying Lawrence. I'm like, when did that happen? Oh, it was a ring on her finger at the last scene. Like, oh, okay, that was our closure for their love life, a close-up zoom of a wedding ring. Like, okay, whatever. But no lie, the only time where I felt like their relationship wasn't gonna work is when Lawrence had the baby on the way by Condolences. Like, when Condolences came out of nowhere and was just like she was pregnant, I was like, yo, you just had to mess something up. Like, you coming back 12 years later talking about you pregnant by this man when you see, like, it would have been when he was happy with someone else. It's like, y'all relationship already didn't work. And honestly, at first, I did like Lawrence and Condolences relationship. It seemed like they was kind of vibing, but him moving away and doing all that, it was just like, okay, yeah, forget them. But I honestly didn't like when him and Condolences, when they were going through their little, their little issues, because I honestly personally don't feel like she had any ill intent or ill will by keeping her baby. It kind of, in his mind, like, I remember when they were arguing, he was like, oh, you came in and messed up my life. It's like, even when she presented to him that she was pregnant, it didn't seem malicious. It was kind of like on some girl WTF, like, he with Issa now, like, how dare you? But it was just like, shit, she ain't planning on getting pregnant, especially by Lawrence's weird ass. So it's just like, damn. But Issa did make the right move by breaking up with him at first, because it's just like, dude, I'm not about to be with you while you trying to figure out what you and your baby mama gonna do. Y'all figure that out, and I'm glad they ended up figuring out, because it honestly did hurt me to see them going through it so much, because it seemed like Condolences, like, she really kind of blamed herself, because it's just like, damn, like, I got a baby by this man. It's frustrating. He's out in San Francisco doing whatever, and I'm here with the baby and whatnot. It's just like, y'all, like, what am I gonna do? But it seemed like, she held it down. Like, she didn't give him a lot of slack. She didn't give him a lot of BS. It's just like, dude, take care of your baby. And so it's like, when they started doing that, I'm glad that, they started being good. I'm glad that storyline, ended up with a thumbs up, thumbs up. When it comes to Molly, I had a lot of times where I really did not like her. It's like, I hated that Molly was just so successful, beautiful, funny, but her whole personality just screamed like insecure, like the show, like it just screamed insecure. It's like she wanted too much so fast out of her relationships, and like she just didn't let things vibe and build itself from there. It's like she wanted it there. It's like when she was dating old dude, I'm a classic man, whatever his real name is, I don't know, I'm a classic man. It's like he went to the party because she kind of like forced him to go by bringing it up 12 times, like, oh, it's this party. So when he showed up, it was just like, I only came because I felt like you wanted me to come. She got upset, but it's just like, girl, you mentioned this party to me 12 times. So yeah, I'm here, like, what's up? Like, it's just like, oh, you didn't have to come if you didn't want to. I didn't want to come. You literally brought it up to me like 12 times. Like, I rejected it the first 12 times, but now the 13th time, it's just like, shit, I guess I'm here. And she got upset by that. And then her relationship with however, her relationship with Andrew, I really don't think she was tripping about the whole Andrew's brother thing. It's just like Andrew's brother was being kind of, microaggressive. He wasn't trying to understand what she was saying, and I can see that part. That was a situation in one of her relationships where I was just like, okay, I understand her aggression. But when it came down to her relationship with Andrew, I honestly felt like there was miscommunications on both sides, because it's just like Andrew, he kind of didn't want to open up about a lot of things, but Molly was oversharing about a lot of things, and it just made the balance be like, but when they first started coming, when they were both on the same page, it was cool. Like, I liked the first day of their vacation, but then afterwards, it just started going downhill. And I remember when he wanted her to kind of, get in there with his brother again, it was kind of like, nah. And it was just like, understandable. Like, don't push me back out there with your brother. You know I don't like him. Okay? But it seemed like Andrew tried. I'm not saying Molly didn't try, but Andrew was trying. But Molly's just not a person that's receptive to criticism on her. Like, even when she was in therapy, she used to get so frustrated in therapy when her therapist used to clock her tea. But it's just like, girl, this is literally the part of therapy. Like, I'm supposed to be in here telling you about yourself, like, for real. And her not liking that criticism and thinking that she's already right and that she wanted things to be her way, like, it literally messed up her relationships. Even when she got to her new firm and it was just like, oh, my old firm, my old firm, my old firm. It's like, girl, this is your new firm now. Okay, like, this is not about you. Okay, adjust to the new and let it vibe. And I'm glad she got to a point in the last season where she was finally just letting things be and come to her and build up. Like, I really did enjoy watching her relationship with Torian because of the fact that it seemed genuine and easy, and he was patient with her. But it's like, I honestly feel like dudes from the past were patient with her, but she just wasn't receptive to that patience. Like, she just wanted things to be. But by the time we got to the last season after her breakup with Andrew, it seemed like she just seen the lights. Like, that girl got a new haircut. You know, people say when you cut your hair off, it's a new you. Like, the last season, it really felt like it was a new her. And I like that for her. And I really liked how her evolution went, because oh my gosh, I remember when she was messing with Dro and she was just so confused about her feelings with Dro, and it's just like, girl, you messing with a married man was just womp anyways. Like, I get it, Molly was the one that was always sleeping around doing things, but then putting her with a married man and making her catch feelings for a married man and having her think that things were gonna be all sweet when she was with a married man. Like, I remember when her and Dro were going back and forth and he said something like, oh, don't you bring up me and my wife, and she was upset. It's just like, girl, yeah, that is his wife. Why would you think he's not going to defend his wife? Why would he let you say bad about his wife? And why would he ever in life think of you over his marriage? He's still married. Just because he's sleeping with you as a married man does not mean that you up above him and his wife. Nah, baby, you still number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, because after he leave you, he going back to his wife. So it's like, yeah. Now, Molly and Issa's friendship bothered me just due to the fact that it's just like, you have a friend that's not receptive to criticism, and you have a friend that's like, Issa was like kind of hella sensitive. Yeah, and it's just like when they would go back and forth, they would just low blow each other. And it's just like, they wouldn't even discuss the issue. They would just low blow each other. Because I remember, what was their first argument? When I think one of their first big arguments is when was before Lawrence had found out about Daniel, and you know, yeah, when they were at that party and Molly was, you know, trying to distract Daniel from Issa and Lawrence and that whole thing, but Issa still had to work. And y'all, I remember in this scene before that, she told Daniel that he was just an itch she needed to scratch, and I was like, oh, yikes. I was like, whoa. Like, look, that was some real, you know, like, you know how people say bust beast up? Like, you literally telling that dude to his face, boy, I don't care about you. You just an itch I needed to scratch. I was like, oh, okay, I like Issa. That can never make me hate you. During that argument, I'm guessing Molly was just mad about whatever. I can't remember what she was mad about. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again while I take my notes. But she was mad about something. But the thing is, all I remember from that argument was just like, oh, you mad that I know how to keep a man? It was just like, oh, girl, you don't even deserve Lawrence and blah, blah, blah. It was just like, oh, what is this argument really about? It's just like, it seemed like Issa and Molly, they just had some deep rooted feelings and hatred about one another, and it came out every time they argue, because when they argue, they didn't even argue about the argument, they just low blowing each other. It's just like, dang. And thing is, Issa telling her friend, are you mad that I know how to keep a dude, is crazy. And Molly's telling her friend, that she don't deserve her boyfriend, and how she going around with her sneaky link and her boyfriend is crazy. And it's one thing to hold your friends accountable and low blowing them. Like, if Molly felt like Issa was just some whore and she didn't deserve her boyfriend, it's just like, hey girl, you know, when you was cheating on Lawrence, like, I feel like that's wrong. And it's just like, Lawrence is so good for you and blah blah blah. And I just, like, that's been heavy on my chest, that you're just cheating on your boyfriend. It's like, that's how it should have came out. And if Issa wanted to say what she wanted to say to Marley, it's just like, you know, I really hate that, you know, you're just always like this and you're just going through guy after guy, you're just chasing them away. And I just feel like, honestly, Issa had no room to give relationship advice. No, yay. So it's just like, but the thing is, their real feelings always came out whenever they argued. And I hated that, because I get the show tried to portray like they were just besties and good friends. I really do feel like they had love for one another. But it's just like their friendship, it was just too much deep-rooted feelings that they didn't say. And that's what bothered me, because it was just like, why I can't just sit down and talk it out? Like, I don't like this. But no lie, one person that kind of bothered me in the show, even though they didn't get a lot of screen time, was sometimes Tiffany. It's like, when you come to the foursome, the twosome kind of bothered me, but the twosome was okay. When you come to the foursome, it's like Kelly was cool. Like, she was the comic relief. She was cool. It's like her storylines kind of didn't bother me, except for the storyline where she was dead or whatever. I was just like, y'all really had nothing else to give her for this whole alumni storyline. Like, she had to be dead. Like, okay girl, whatever. But Tiffany, it's like being the friend, or seeing the friend that just thinks they're like holier than thou, even though they have their own dirt. It really bothers me, because of the fact that everybody else's dirt was out there, but we didn't know anything about Tiffany besides the fact that she was a wife, because that's all she showed. Like, I remember when she was just like, oh, Derek slept for a hotel for like a month, and everybody just like, oh shoot, what happened? She's just like, it's fine, like, just forget about it. It's just like, and the thing is, if you don't want nobody to know, don't bring it up. Like, if Tiffany wanted to present the fact that she was perfect, then it's just like, girl, be perfect. But the thing is, she wasn't perfect, so she couldn't stand in her perfection, because she was imperfect. Like, her always coming around and judging this and that. I remember like, oh, what's the difference between old Molly and new Molly? Molly should have been like, what's the difference between you know, your husband staying at home and your husband being in the hotel? Because I'm pretty sure y'all still got the same issues while you sitting here trying to clock me. Let's clock you. Like, what time is it, baby? Like, and the thing is, nobody clocked her. It's just like, I don't like that, because Tiffany's dirt should have been out there like everybody else's. Like, the only time we saw that it was something really wrong with Tiffany is when she actually ran away, when she going through postpartum depression. And it's like, not like she was ever going to come out and say like, hey guys, I don't feel well, I'm depressed. But honestly, she just had a baby, so it's like, I can give her grace on that. But it's like, everybody was just looking at Tiffany like Tiffany was just that, because that's how she presented herself. And it's just like, I just didn't like the fact that she just didn't open up more with her friends, you know? And it's like, Kelly, she was just her. So it's not that fact that Kelly had dirt. She just honestly lived within herself like the rest of the group. Like, Issa, Molly, and Kelly, it's just like, they were just them. You know, it's like when Tiffany came around, she had to put on the, like, okay, I gotta be perfect mask. And it's just like, she didn't have to do all that. Like, the only time she admitted that she wasn't okay was that time, and a time where she moved to Denver and she was just like, yo, I hate it here. I was just like, okay, Tiffany's a real person. I like it. But then at the point the show was over, so it was just like, oh, what was the point of making her a real person now? Did she just like like what? And let me say this, like, even though I really do think Issa was very sensitive, and every time Issa got mad, she just made the face. But it's like, Molly was honestly hella sensitive too and took everything personal, because the whole Broken Peace song, Yo, that was my first strike where I was just like, all right, this girl gonna get on my nerves. Cause it's just like, if I made a song in general, I told you about that song and I told you like, hey, like this is probably you. I didn't make the song about you. So when I performed the song, I wasn't like, hey, I made this song Broken B and I dedicate this to my girl Molly because I feel like she got one. Maybe it's real, like, girl, I just came up there, performed my little 1-2 song, and now I get off the stage and you're mad because I mentioned this phrase to you? Like, girl, this song wasn't about you. Shit, Issa had a broken one because But, oh, how do you guys feel about Molly breaking up with old dude because she feel like, you know, he was too feminine because he, you know, he sucked a little poom poom back. Well, yeah, because he sucked a little poom poom back in his days. Because honestly, my opinion, it's just like, because if he would have never told her, then it's just like her perception of him wouldn't have changed. But the fact that she told him and she was able to kind of like, oh my gosh, like I think he's gay, kind of did it. Because it's just like, honestly, I didn't look at him as if he was gay. And I don't think that he looked at it as like, hey, I'm gay. Like, I just, you know, like, he literally just said he did a little something back in the day. And the crazy thing is, double standard, she said she did it too. But he wasn't just like, oh my gosh, you're a lesbian. Like, I get it. People say it's different for men and women. But it's just like, the dude had an experience when he was 16 and he didn't like it. Cool, because you did the same thing when you were older than 16 and you didn't like it. So it's just like, I really do feel like she fumbled. Like, it seemed like, oh, dude was nice, but Molly was just at the point where it's just like, I wouldn't say that she liked toxic, but it's just like she just didn't know what healthy was. And that's the thing. It's like, I don't think Molly was content with all the arguing and whatnot, like other characters. It's like she seemed like she was really frustrated. She just wasn't aware about the fact that she was being annoying, honestly. And that was just her issue. She didn't hold herself accountable. She didn't know she was being annoying. It's just like she just thought like, I don't know why these guys are doing this. These dudes tripping. Like, no, dude, girl, you kind of tripping too, you know? And like, I remember when Issa told her, like, oh, you should try to go to therapy. Like, even that was just like, like, you tripping. Like, no, girl, you tripping if I'm suggesting you get therapy. Like, duh. Then the worst thing, like, something, like, I was honestly happy on the phase where Issa and Molly broke up, because if I'm asking you for a favor, like, oh my gosh, the whole I don't want you to get my boyfriend involved in your mess thing, it's just like, girl, this is a work thing. Like, if I was just asking your boyfriend to throw me a party in my backyard and he got all the connects, and it's just like that's not even that. It's just like, I'm just asking for a favor. For real. So for Molly to fix her list and just like, oh, I can't help you because of the fact, like, I don't want my relationship involved in your mess. It's just like, this is my job, honey. Like, what's the mess? And right there is when I was just like, Issa was kind of getting her life together. And I really do feel like Molly was kind of jealous of the fact that Issa was kind of getting her life together. Because Issa has always been the friend where it's just like, who knows what Issa doing? That girl don't got no job, she ain't got no money, and she don't got no man. She fighting with Lawrence, and then, you know, like, she was just always the messy friend. Like, her life was just always womp, womp, womp. So when Issa's life was going from womp, womp, womp to womp womp to womp to, oh, okay, like, it was just kind of like on some, damn, you know, like, I can't be the friend anymore that's better. I can't be the friend that has more money. I can't be the friend that has the better relationship because of the fact that she's getting it together. So, girl, hell no, don't ask my man for no favor. You gonna be too good for me. You gonna have more money than me. You gonna be more successful than me, because everybody gonna come to this block party. They gonna be praising you. You gonna make more money from it. You probably gonna meet somebody, and it's just gonna be like, what about me? Where's me? Like, that's what I got from it personally. So I I hated when she found out that she had to ask Nathan to get to Andrew and they made that whole argument. I was confused on what the argument was about. I told you not to involve my relationship. I didn't involve your relationship. Like, I was confused on what Molly and Andrew's relationship had to do with Issa's block party. She went the whole block party and her relationship was not affected. Andrew and Molly still showed up. They showed out. They had fun. Issa was doing her thing. Like, your relationship wasn't affected until you approached her. Honestly, her relationship wasn't even different when she checked Issa about it. Her relationship was still the same. So it's just like, yeah, like, for real. I don't see how her friend having a successful event had to do with her relationship. Because it's like, what if Issa couldn't get the block party going on and it just flopped and failed just because Andrew was the connect? Like, you was just gonna let her flop and fail? Because it's just like, what? Like, if she flopped and failed, what was that gonna do for your relationship? Like, the strength of her relationship wasn't going on whether Issa had a successful block party or not. It was just gonna be the mental, like, oh shit, Issa's about to have a successful block party. It's just like, I just hate that she didn't call it how it was. Like, everybody had an issue being real in this show. Like, I love when everybody started being real with themselves. I loved the ending with Issa and Molly, and it's just like, girl, thank you for loving me. But it's just like, yo, I'm surprised their friendship lasted this long. Like, it was a whole bunch of low blows. It was a whole bunch of arguments and jealousy and a whole bunch of, and it was just like I'm glad, like, what I can say is that, like, they honestly loved one another. Like they said, through their worst times, their best times, through thick and thin. Like, so them taking a break within one another was necessary. But I hate it when they did take their break and it's like Issa wanted to brush past the situation without talking about it. It's like Molly wanted to talk about it, but she wasn't trying to initiate it. It's like Issa seemed like she honestly didn't want to talk about it. She wanted to brush past it. And it's just like, that bothered me. Because it's just like, girl, you should have, girl, are you jealous of me because I wanted to have the block party and that's why you didn't want me talking to your man? Like, like, they low blowed each other about everything else, but they never wanted to talk through their issues. And it's just like, when Issa did find out that Molly was feeling some type of way, like, oh, I didn't know it was so hard for you to be around me. Like, yeah, it's still tension because the last time we talked, you basically yelled at me. Like, we argue literally every day. And that's the thing. Shoot, they had more issues in their friendship than they did in their actual relationships. And they had issues in their relationships. Like, their friendship was a lot for me to unpack and watch because of the fact, like, it just seemed like I said, it just seemed like it was deep-rooted issues on both parties. And I hate it when all four of them got, like, I would love to see the friendship of Kelly and Tiffany because we really didn't see with them as a twosome. It's like when we only saw Kelly and Tiffany when the four of them came around. But honestly, when the four of them came around, it seemed like when the four of them hung out, they had fun. And I honestly enjoyed seeing that. Like, Coachella, them getting high and drunk or whatever, them going to see Tiffany, them having girls' night, you know, them going out. They almost got robbed together. Well, they fake got robbed together. And it seemed like when the four of them were together, it was good vibes. But, you know, Issa and Molly were the best friends and Kelly and Tiffany were the best friends. So I would love to see how it was on the Kelly and Tiffany part. Like, yeah, I was curious about that. Oh, but y'all want to know what else was funny to me? How Lawrence's friend always called Issa old girl and not her real name. Like, he never, ever acknowledged her as Issa. Who is old girl? Who is old girl? But I really did love Issa. Issa used to be tripping, But Issa, in her head, it's just like Issa was just struggling. That girl didn't know what she wanted to do with her life or her career. And that was one of the main things that kind of just messed her up. That she was just stuck. She didn't know what she had a passion for, what she wanted to do. She didn't know. Well, the thing is, she knew, but what she did know is that she wanted to be with Lawrence. Even when she was with Nathan, even when she was with Daniel, she wanted to be with Lawrence. The only time she didn't want to be with Lawrence is when she was with Lawrence at the beginning. But as soon as Lawrence let her ass go, she was just like, oh, it's not it everywhere else. Like, I want my man. Like, Lawrence the only person that matched my freak. Everybody else not funny. They dry. They want to, do whoop. Like, so yeah, Issa, I feel like if she would have found her passion sooner, it's like her life would have been better. But I really did love the evolution of the block. The first block party, then the second and third. I was like, Issa is doing it. She was doing her damn thing out there. And when, what's old dude name? Crenshaw. And when Crenshaw tried to play with her, that pissed me off. Because it's like, I was honestly kind of just doing my job, so it's just like, I hate that affected you, but damn, like, him coming back and now trying to work with her, I was like, oh, now he want to come back? But whatever. Then one of the funniest things on this show were the rap scenes. Like, even when she was happy, sad, angry, like her rapping in the mirror was honestly one of the funniest things about it. Cause that was honestly where we saw and heard her true emotions on every situation. It's like she can go out in the world and be like, oh, okay. But when she was rapping in the mirror, she was giving it up. And I like that. I remember when she attempted to rap in a mirror at Daniel's house, but he didn't have any mirror, but he had a little small one, and she was about to rap in it, but he came in. Like, I don't care what y'all say. Insecure was hilarious. Like, honestly, I'm about to rewatch it again. Insecure, I honestly rated a 10 out of 10. I really do feel like I'm happy Issa ended up with Lawrence. I do feel like I don't condone her cheating on Lawrence, but I really do feel like her cheating on Lawrence helped him be better. And I also feel like it helped her figure out who the hell she wanted, what she wanted, and But I'm glad that she had her experience with Nathan, Daniel, etc. because it emphasized that she didn't want them and she wanted Lawrence. I'm happy that everybody kind of got the ending that they wanted. So everybody kind of got closure within their original storylines to the end. We really didn't see the Kelly and Tiffany as much, but as far as the main characters, it seemed like we got a lot of closure on them. Condolences and Lawrence, they ended up being cool. Issa ended up having a block and she got her man. Molly ended up getting married to Torian. And then Molly and Issa, it seemed like their relationship progressed very, very well, because I honestly didn't think it was gonna make it to the end. No lie. And I just overall enjoyed the show, the storylines, the characters, and it was actually good. And I know this show is good because it irritated me. Like, if I ever watch a show full through and it like doesn't make me feel any type of way, I'm like, oh, this show is terrible. Like, I love when shows piss me off, because it's just like, ooh, how they gonna piss me off today? So yeah, y'all, those are my overall fresh thoughts on Insecure. I want to do them season by season, episode by episodes recap. So when I don't have any time, which I rarely, I really don't have no life. So yeah, like, I'm going to do that. So that will be coming soon. Like, I'm running out of space on my phone. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. So in the meantime, let's just make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, all that.